What's going on, people? It's the Healthy Penguins here, back at it again with another video. And today we're gonna tell you everything you need to know about the hidden influence of UV light on you. You might have heard about UV light before, and that it can cause forms of skin cancer or give you a summer tan. Stay tuned, because we'll go over all the negative and positive influences of UV light. Let's start with the basics, because what exactly is UV light? You might have heard about it before and know some of the basics, like that it's a part of the visible light, but there's far more to it. UV, or ultraviolet light, is a type of electromagnetic radiation. The electromagnetic radiation comes from the sun and is transmitted in waves or particles at different wavelengths and frequencies. The range of the wavelengths is referred to as the electromagnetic spectrum. It includes 7 regions in order of decreasing wavelength and increasing energy and frequency: radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet or UV, X-rays and gamma rays. As you can tell, UV light is fairly close to visible light. Its frequencies are higher and its wavelengths are shorter. This is also the reason why we as humans cannot see UV light. The shorter wavelength puts it just outside the visible spectrum. But even though we cannot see UV light, it does have effects on our health and well-being. Let's get into that right now. Let's start with the most obvious influence of UV light. That's the influence on our skin. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a healthy tan. The tan originates from melanin, which is produced by the skin as a shield against further damage from UV radiation. Darker tans on a white skin offer some protection, yet it is no defense against long-term UV damage such as skin cancer. There are 2 distinct types of tanning reaction by the skin. Immediate pigment darkening, where melanin that is already present in the skin darkens due to exposure to UV light. This immediate tan will fade within hours after exposure. And there's the delayed tanning, which happens over a period of about 3 days, when new melanin is produced and distributed between the upper skin cells. This tan can persist for several weeks. But what does this tan protect you against? High doses of UV radiation can kill and damage most of the skin cells in the upper skin layer. This is called sunburn. Milder forms of sunburn occur in the form of a red skin. This will fade over the course of a few days. Stronger forms of sunburn, however, may cause the skin to blister and peel. This can cause pain, but also leaves the underlying white skin unprotected from further UV damage. Finally, UV can also be the cause of different forms of skin cancers, namely melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancers. Malignant melanoma is the rarest but also the most dangerous type of skin cancer. It may arise as a new mole or as changes in color, shape, size or sensation of an old spot, freckle or mole. Even though the causes of malignant melanoma are not fully understood, exposure during childhood is thought to be more important than exposure later in life. Furthermore, the tumor development may be linked to occasional and irregular exposure. The non-melanoma forms of skin cancer, on the other hand, are usually not fatal and can be treated through surgery. But the treatment can be experienced as painful and can result in scar tissue. Furthermore, it is most often found on body parts that experience regular exposure to UV light. Additionally, the accumulated lifetime exposure to UV radiation is thought to play a major role in the development of non-melanoma skin cancers. Finally, prolonged exposure to sunlight can also cause wrinkles. Parts of the UV light stimulate cell proliferation in the outer layer of your skin, resulting in thickening of the epidermis. Another part of the UV light, which penetrates deeper into the skin, disturbs the connective tissue, causing the skin to lose its elasticity, resulting in wrinkles. So now you know what UV light can do to your skin. Is that all, you might wonder? In fact, no. UV light also has other implications. For example, UV light can also have negative effects on your eyes. Photokeratitis, for example, is a form of inflammation in the cornea, which is the outermost layer of your eye. This inflammation is comparable to sunburn and usually appears within hours of exposure. Even though it can be very painful, it is usually reversible and does not result in long-term damage to your eyes or vision. Additionally, UV exposure can contribute to the appearance of cataracts, which are the leading cause of blindness in the world. Cataract refers to when the proteins in the eye's lens unravel, tangle and accumulate pigments. These pigments cloud the lens and eventually lead to blindness. Thankfully, cataracts can be surgically removed and artificial lenses can restore vision. Finally, sunlight could even lead to cancer of the eyes. But don't worry, there's also plenty of beneficial effects of sunlight. For example, moderate exposure to UV light acts as a source of vitamin D, which aids in the regulation of calcium metabolism, insulin secretion, blood pressure, and immunity. Furthermore, UV light can also be used in the treatment of a variety of skin conditions. This is called phototherapy. But probably most important of all, the creation of serotonin in our bodies is promoted by vitamin D and is directly proportional to our exposure to UV light. Now you might wonder what serotonin does. Well, it affects our mood and behavior. Serotonin is thought to provide sensations of well-being, serenity, and happiness. So go out and get yourself some well-deserved sunlight. I'm afraid that's it for the video, people. We hope you learned something new about the influence of UV light on your body. And remember, the sun can bring us much happiness, but don't overdo it. The negative effects only occur from overexposure, and there's definitely something as too little sunlight. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything new, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons on the way out. It would help out the channel a ton. If you didn't enjoy this video, let us know why. We're always looking to improve the quality of our videos. On that note, this is the end of the video. Hope to see you soon. Healthy Penguins, signing out.